Khadijah, who's here with us today.
I'm very expressive.
Okay. Next, I want to welcome everyone for coming out. Thank you for taking time and coming out. And as you know, this is our monthly meeting, and we always have exciting. Today, especially our Elliott is my second oldest daughter.
Wow.
And this is her passion. And the Today Show was the icing on the cake. So she's very relevant, what she has produced. And it's so beneficial for people. And you'll see when she starts talking how it can really help people with their communication skills. Even though it's designed for children, she'll talk to you about the impact that it has on children, but also on adults. Even the host of the Today Show looked at it because they were doing a series on moms, creations or inventions by moms. And the one host said, this is for adults too, should be, you know? So, but anyway, she is going to speak in just a few minutes, but I wanted to get some representation here for people to announce themselves, tell us who you are and what club you represent. And if you guys have something coming up that we need to know about and that needs to be in the newsletter comes out the first week of the month. And but if there's something we need to know about so we can help participate in your fundraising efforts, we'd like to do that. So let's start with you.
Hi, I'm Gary Hanson. I'm here representing a club of about 300 men and women that meet every week in Centerville, surprisingly. And this is my next to the last time as president, so we'll have a new president here in a couple months.
Okay. Any upcoming fundraisers or anything?
Nothing right now.
Okay.
Not till our next one is the Christmas tree sale. We're waiting.
Okay.
My name is, Billy Anderson. I'm the vice president.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Barbara Pulfrey. I'm chairman of the board of the Children's Dyslexia Center. It's right here in Dayton. We're at the Dayton Masonic Center. And we do have a fundraiser coming up November the 18th. It's a murder mystery casino night. And you can go to our website and make a reservation and pay online and come that night. It's a fun event, and it's one of our major fundraisers for the year.
Great.
I'm Karen Reed. I'm a retired marriage and family therapist, and I spend half my time in 1 week in Wilmington. And then the next one is I spend at Dayton. And then I Khadijah.
So what do you do in Wilmington?
Well, see, my son lives in Wilmington, and so I go back and forth depending on their work schedules.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Our church is in Wilmington. My husband is pastor there.
Oh, cool. Yeah, it's a sweet little town.
It is.
Yeah.
Madam President.
All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Khadijah Ali, and I'm past president for this beautiful, beautiful club, the President's Club of Dayton, Ohio. I'm also a member of the Exchange Club and a past president, and I may be president this year. I'm not sure, but we'll see. I really have nothing to report other than in November on Thanksgiving Day, my agency, the Surf Vision Keepers, would give out scarves and gloves to needy families at the Dayton Convention Center. So hopefully this year they will be feeding and we will have a table there So I will be sharing information, with Veronica, so you can make donations. And we usually give anywhere from 2,000 to 3,000 sets of hats, scarves, and gloves to the children while their families are eating and, communing with other people in the community and everything. It gives the children something to do. And thank you very much.
Very.
Hi,
New
I'm,
member.
oh, okay. Hi, I'm Miriam Montgomery. Thank you so much for the trying to support Chelsea and didn't know about this club. So thank you for so much for the invite. So I'm Miriam Montgomery, and I'm the founder of Invite Events celebrating Armed Force Services. And our mission is to help veterans tell their stories. And we're having a big event next month at the Packard Museum, September the 22nd. And I'm out of tickets, but if I find some tickets.
Website.
I don't have a website yet. It's a new project. So we are establishing website, a YouTube channel and all. And I'm also an estate planner consultant. So I have a program that's workshop that's coming up September the 10th, mimosa and estate planning.
Thank you.
My
I was gonna
name-
get her last, save the best for last.
My name is Josie Bedell, and I'm retired from many, many things. And I am the mother of Veronica Nevers and the grandmother of Chelsea Elliott. And I am glad to be here among all of you, which I will say my friends because of my daughter.
Thank you.
And she's retired from the VA.
Oh,
So she served
fabulous.
vets all my life.
Wow.
Wonderful.
That's it.
Good afternoon. I'm Jackie Colbert, president of Twin Tiggs, and we do have an upcoming event, September the 24th. It's Sold in the Country with Twin Tig Inc. And so we're hoping as many of you as possible can attend that event, September the 24th at the Presidential Banquet Center, and come country or Western style. So it should be a lot of fun.
This is in our newsletter, 2 months in a row.
Oh, okay.
I'm John Keller, member of the Dayton Rotary and serve on the board here as the treasurer of the President's Club. And in my spare time, I'm a CPA.
I'll say something.
Good afternoon. I'm also a proud member of Twin Tig, and I've been chair of the Creative Arts Committee. And one of my favorite things is poetry. And right now I'm selling books by Willis Bing Davis. And he has a book that he published several years ago called We Wear the Mask. And so I do have books in the car. They're $20 each, autographed by Willis Bing Davis. I didn't bring them in, but I can get them if anyone is interested in purchasing a copy. I have a few. It's not an infinite supply. So I would say if you want it, get it while it's available. Thank you. Again, my name is Benette DeCou. I'm glad to be here today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Pamela Thompson. I'm also a recent member of the Twin Tiggs Inc. Incorporated group. I'm also a retired employee, vice president of Chase Bank, proudly retired. So they brought me out of retirement recently to work on some other projects, and I'm just excited to be included and to be a part of your event this day. This is my third event, and I've enjoyed the previous two, and as far as I know, I should hopefully be here going forward. So thank you for the invitation.
Hi, sorry, I just walked in. I came up with Margaret Kruckmeyer. My name is Alva, and I am the president-elect of the Dayton Women's Club. I also work with Children's Historical Publishing. I'm an independent trainer and a writer, and just my second event. Happy to be here.
What's coming up now?
What's coming up for
Women's.
Dayton Women's Club? Oh, we've got lots of stuff. We've got women's naturalization ceremony is coming up on August 26th here. And that is a historical time for us because that is the first time that we will have had an event like that here. So we are really, really excited to honor those women. We have several events coming up in November as well, but I know that is on August 26th. I'm sorry if I said October. So it's coming up in a matter of weeks, but we also have Margaret over here who can probably add to that.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I'd like to invite you also to August 31st at 11. We're having another dine-in event, and that is to actually talk about the new services that are now available with the Dayton Public Library system. So we encourage anybody that would like to come and hear that. The speaker is really great.
Mention who you are and you belong to Civitan.
Oh, well, my name is Margaret Kruckmeyer, and I am the president right now of the Dayton Women's Club, but I'm also a member of the Civitan Club, and I'm also thinking ducks right now. So I'm hoping that we can do that too with the Duck Derby that does so many great things. The Civitan Club has a really good deal if you're wanting to buy some ducks for the Derby and get a free pizza and stuff at Uno's. So all I can say is there's lots of great things happening here. And in November, the 4th through the 6th, whether you know this or not, I am a veteran as well, but we are going to be honoring the commander of the 688. That was the World War II battalion that single-handedly cleared up all the male mess that they had. And it was an all-woman battalion who were African-American, 855 women, but it was Charity Adams Early that was actually our battalion commander. She came back to Dayton and did so many great things here, served on many boards. And so on November the 5th, which is a Saturday, over at Sinclair College in Building 12, they will be featuring the 6888 documentary of what she did. And her children will also be there to do questions and answers. That's Stanley and Judith Early. So I just want to say there's lots of things coming up this fall. Stay tuned, and hope to see you back on the 26th or the 31st of this month. You're certainly welcome. I'm going to take my president-elect.
Okay, thank you. Now, Anthony, should you do it?
Okay, yes. I'm Tony Massoud, and I'm a member of the Civitan Club of Dayton, as well as the Dayton Arab American Forum and the Miami Valley Military Affairs. And I will tell you that I'm also past president of the President's Club and the board member and vice president of the President's Club. Now, everything that we do, we normally try to put out in our newsletter. You can get our newsletter on our President's Club website, and the events that Twin Tiggs is having and Miami and Dayton Women's Club is having, those are all part of our newsletter. So please access the newsletter. In addition to the other events, we have the 10th annual, let me get this on here, Crackers event that Civitan is putting on. And I have one copy here, and we'll pass these other three around. But the problem is URS, United Rehabilitation Services, lost a lot of funding to United Way and other organizations that used to fund them. They lost about 40% of their funding. They take care of infants to seniors with disabilities in our area. We support them. Civitan Club has supported cerebral palsy since its inception here in Dayton, Ohio. We're 101 years old. We have our centennial anniversary here, September 17th. But our primary goal is taking care of URS. I know Optimists do and other clubs do. The Quackers event, we've committed to raising $2,500 for them from our Quackers event. What you do is you buy a Quack Pack, and all the information is on here. You get complimentary drinks and appetizers, and the $25 or $50, whatever you buy, also gets you into our door at Uno's on September 13th from 6 to 7:30 p.m. This is in the newsletter, and it's a great way to make a donation and help a worthy organization in our community. Thank you.
Very good. So we're a busy group, and we don't have half of our club here. Everybody, I have to say that our clubs are so working because they fill in the gap where government can't, or there's some need that's not being met. All these different clubs are there to help meet the need. And so I'm just so proud to be a part of the President's Club. And I'm really happy that you all are here. I am going to ask Chelsea to come up. You have her bio there. She is the mother of 2 children, my 2 grandchildren. And some people met Natalie last month, the 5-year-old. Well, she's 4. She'll be, is she 5? She'll be 7. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't even know how I'll pour my kids' names at the time. So, okay, she's 5. And Chelsea, her day job is alumni manager for the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses Program. And she works in Columbus, Cincinnati, and Dayton. She is part of the inaugural cohort for 2022 of the Goldman Sachs 1 Million Black Women, Black in Business inaugural cohort. That was a really big thing that happened in Washington, D.C. and in New York all last year. I mean, this year. And you were just in D.C. in July, last month, right. And not only that, our caterer. Yeah. Come on up, Chelsea. Tell them about Rich Takes too. Our caterer. Just start talking. We have to end by 1 o'clock.
Okay, so hi everybody. I was telling my mom that Rich Takes Catering was a part of the Goldman Sachs program. So one of my partners was really excited to taste her food. I hope it's good. So I usually have a PowerPoint so you all can see things and I stay on track, but I'm just gonna look at it and we'll just talk. I like for these to be a conversation, so please interrupt me, raise your hand, ask questions, not in agreement, or tell me that I'm wrong. Let's have a discussion. Yes, ma'am, I will speak in the mic. Is that better?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. So, like you said, my name is Josie Elliott, and I created my company. It's called Somocom Lab, and all the regular names are taken, so it's 3 words put in one. Somocom is Social Emotional Communication Lab, and my whole focus is on helping adults create emotionally healthy and safe spaces for kids. So, I heard some people talking about their grandchildren. I'm sure that you all, a lot of people work with kids as well, so you know how important their emotional development and growth is. How many people know what emotional intelligence is? Okay, so I didn't learn about it until I was an adult, and I know you all are older than me, but I didn't know about this until I was very grown, and I have a bachelor's in psychology and a master's in social work, and I learned about it after all of that. And it's so important to who we are as people and how we interact with the world and relate to others that I built my whole business on helping children to understand their emotional intelligence so they grow up having that as their foundation and understanding how important their emotion is. Our EQ, emotional intelligence, is way more important than our IQ. Do you believe that?
Yes.
Yeah. So I know I've worked jobs where two different people. One person's really good at working with others, but may not really know the job. Somebody's really great at their job, but they're not really great at working with people. The person that works well with people is gonna get the promotion. So I wanna help make sure that our children grow up understanding who they are, how they're feeling, and see that in other people as well, and live a happy and whole life. So we'll get started. Everything that I do is under this quote that I say all the time: all children deserve respect, dignity, love, and compassion, especially when they're at their worst. No kid likes to feel crazy. They don't like the experience of a tantrum. Like, we see them kicking and screaming and shouting. They don't like that. They feel so out of control in who they are, and it just feels so bad to feel that way. So helping give them the words to share how they're feeling. It might not stop the tantrum right at the moment, but it helps to lessen it, because they can say, oh, I remember what that word was. I remember that feeling. I know that it's okay to feel. And so I'm going to experience this instead of feeling so out of control. So it's our job as the adults, the grandparents, the program leaders, to help our kids understand what those feelings look like and how they feel, so that they are able to tell us. I do this with my 5-year-old all the time. And now, she might act out, but she's like, Mommy, I did that because I was hangry. Because I taught her what hangry looks like. Because I don't like tantrums. I'm not a fan of that. So teaching her how to express herself has been so helpful. She'll let me know, I'm just really tired right now. That's why I was whining. That's why I was crying. That's why I, took that away from my sister. Okay, great. I can work with that. We can work on that together. So everything that I do, again, is under this framework called Recognize, Articulate, Regulate. So all of the resources that I have, every workshops that I do, they're all focused on helping people recognize their emotions, articulate their feelings, and regulate their behavior, so that they're better able to control their words, control their minds, and control their bodies. Does everyone agree that that's really important? Yeah. So let's talk about what emotional intelligence is. There are a lot of different frameworks for this, but Daniel Goleman is the one that kind of made it famous. And so a lot of people have different ways to explain it and describe it, but there are 5 different competencies within emotional intelligence. So self-awareness, being able to recognize what the emotions look like within yourself and be aware of your presence in the world and how you're feeling. Self-management, which is about being able to manage your feelings and emotions. You're allowed to feel however you want, but you can't act however you want, right? So self-management is being able to regulate those behaviors and understand how your behavior affects other people and yourself. Social awareness is about being able to identify emotions in other people. So I see somebody smiling right now. That means that you're happy right now. So I can tell that you're happy. If you see somebody crying, you're not going to go up to them and start sharing a really joyful story, right? You're going to wonder, oh, I wonder what's wrong. And so, I left my notebook over there. But this one, the one with the woman that's mad on top. Mm-hmm. Did you know she was mad? I did too. Okay, good. Competition. I think it's about the speaker. It's not really there. Yeah. Tell me, is this better?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try to keep my voice elevated. I'm naturally kind of quiet. So I like to help kids understand how other people are feeling and understand what the child sees from other people. So I made this big, huge book of just emotional faces. So can you all see this child? Well, yes. Okay, you all can see her? How does she look?
Got her arms folded, doesn't she?
Yeah.
So how does she look?
Okay. Okay. Uh-huh. How does she look?
Not too happy.
Like something surprised her.
That something's out of whack.
Chelsea, show it on here.
Oh.
That's the Zoom.
Okay. So this is the picture I'm showing around to everyone.
Okay.
So she looks shocked, but everyone has their own way of saying that, and they see it in a different way. So some people might say, oh, she looks really upset, or somebody might say she looks really shocked, or she looks really sad, she looks scared. So being able to have the awareness and understanding of emotions low enough to understand what somebody else is feeling. And then if she could tell us how she's feeling, that would be even better, right? So this is just a big book that I have some that come with the resources. They're not this big, but that just have a bunch of different faces in them to show you what somebody might be. He could be bored, he could be sad, he could be really frustrated. You just never know. So being able to give kids the words to say that helps them build up their emotional intelligence. And then you being able to understand that yourself helps with your emotional intelligence as well. So that social awareness. And then relationship skills are what we just did, being able to understand how our emotions impact the relationships that we have with other people. And then responsible decision making is the last one. Yes.
One of the things that I've learned is that when I look at people's behaviors, that gives me a better reading of where they're coming from, more so than what they see out there.
Oh, absolutely. The nonverbals in the behavior, that is such a huge thing. That's part of the workshop that I do. So I'll talk about that a little bit more. But yeah, the nonverbals are huge in our emotions. Yeah.
That's what they lack in Zoom.
I know.
In the classrooms.
Yeah. So kids nowadays, it's really difficult for them to come into a building now, into a classroom, and see everyone's full body and to be in the presence of others and to understand how, to figure out how they're feeling in that moment, to understand how other people are feeling, how they're building relationships with other people. It's a huge challenge for kids now. So I'm on a mission to help them understand it a little quicker than a lot of the trial and error they're doing now. So the EQ Kids Crew is a card game that I created that helps kids with this. It has a diverse group of children. Okay, I have a box over here, so I'll show you what kids look like. Yep. So it's a diverse group of kids because I wanted kids to, I did this for two reasons. I wanted them to be able to see themselves in this type of a resource. So a lot of the things I had seen just didn't have a very diverse group of kids. So they all have their own names, they all have backstories, they all have families with different demographics and backgrounds, and just really wanted to be all inclusive with these kids. Some have disabilities, visible and non-visible, just all kinds of things that children are dealing with nowadays. And two, I wanted kids to be able to empathize and have compassion for others who don't look like them. Because I think that that's really lacking, especially, nowadays things have just kind of been more self-centered and, well, if it doesn't impact me, then it shouldn't impact anyone else, right? So just teaching them just about other children. Yes.
What does the EQ stand?
Oh, sorry. EQ is emotional intelligence. It's your emotional quotient. Yeah, just like IQ is your intelligence quotient. So sometimes it's called EI, sometimes it's called EQ, but that's what the EQ is. Sorry, thank you for asking that. But this is Noah, that's Halima, Yuyan, Taylor, DJ, Carlos, and Natalie. And Natalie is based off of my daughter because, she's so cute. So I have to include her in the game. She was also the main character of my books that I have over there. This is why I have my PowerPoint, because I get off track, but it's fine. So these are my books. Natalie the Monster Slayer. It teaches kids about fear and finding bravery within their fear. And it has 14 emotions in that book. And then Natalie's Not So Fun Play Day is about anger and what it physically feels like to be angry and how you can self-regulate when you're feeling angry. So both of them are very interactive. They have a lot of things that kids can do with the characters, and they're learning about the physicality of their feelings and the mental things that you're going through when you're feeling, and how you can move past just that to get to what you're looking for. So okay, let me get back to I wish I could show you all this. So the card game was based off of the feeling wheel or the emotion wheel, and it's a wheel. I'm just going to turn this around real quick. You won't be able to read anything on it. It's not your fault. It's not your age or anything. It's just tiny. But it's a wheel. It has 130 emotions on it. And I got permission from the creator of the wheel. He gave me an updated version and I made kid-friendly definitions from it. So it has 3 sections. The first one is level 1, and that has the 7 core emotions on it. So fearful, angry, surprised, happy, sad, feeling bad. So, like being tired or bored, and disgusted. So those are the 7 core. So you might, kids might say, I'm mad, or I'm sad. So then the wheel takes them to another step. So level 2 breaks those words down. It's not a fusion breakdown. So there are more words in one emotion than the other, but it breaks those words down. So instead of just saying that they're surprised, they could be excited or they could be confused. Instead of saying that they're angry, they could be humiliated or they could feel frustrated, so breaking those words down. And then level 3 breaks down all of the level 2 words into 2 words. So that one's a little easier to understand. So instead of, let's say, we'll go with sad. So feeling sad, they might be depressed. And if they're depressed, they might be feeling empty. So it just gives them a deeper word. Instead of just saying that they're happy, they might feel powerful in that moment. And feeling powerful could feel like feeling courageous or feeling creative. So just breaking it down even further to give a broader vocabulary so that they can really understand on a deeper level what those feelings are. Okay. So each card picture shot in front with their body language so kids can see what that body language looks like. On the back, it has one of the words from the, and I'll walk around a little bit and I'll talk loud. Okay. So it has one of the words from the wheel that's associated with that core word that's on the front. And then there's a very kid-friendly definition. It's like I asked myself why 100 times and I had a bunch of kids tell me if they understood the definition. So it's very basic. So this word is critical. So under angry is critical. And it's a level 2 word. And it means to judge things in a harsh way, being critical of something. Sorry, I'll stand here. Okay. And then the level 3 words that are associated with it are on the bottom of the card, and they're skeptical and dismissive. So if you're being critical, you might also be, skeptical or dismissive in that moment. Emotion. And so they have 4 different activities in the center of each card to help kids get a deeper understanding of what that feeling looks like. So they can talk about how it physically feels in their body to feel critical. Does anyone know how it would feel in your body to feel angry or to feel critical? Yes. Give me something.
Tense.
Yeah. Feeling tense. What else?
Upset.
Mm-hmm.
Your head is like steaming.
Mm-hmm. Feeling hot.
Yeah.
Excited. Okay. Breathing deep. Yeah. Feeling just overall emotional. Yeah. Feeling like that wave of emotions coming over you. Yeah. So helping them understand what that feels like. And I have a graphic. I might have it in my box. I'll see if I have it. But it highlights the body parts, and then it tells you what feelings you could feel in those body parts. And there's a blank one where they can write out what they're feeling with certain emotions. So it's just easier for them to get that visual. So they can feel it, act it out, because kids love role playing. They can draw it. So I have a journal that kids can use. So I made these little journals because my kids love to take all my sticky notes and all my journals and all my important to-do lists and draw all over them. So I was like, here's your own. So this is just a bullet journal, just a space for them to write or draw blank pages. But it's their personal space for their feeling.
Are these all in the box?
Mm-hmm.
All of these?
Yeah, they're all in the bag and the box. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And then they can talk it out. So they can talk about a time that they felt that. They can talk about a time that they felt that feeling. So one thing that I've done with my daughter while we're playing it, I just let her get it all out, right? So there was one time we did one of the sad words, and she was like, oh yeah, I remember you made me feel this way when you did this. And my first thought was, oh my God, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, I didn't want you to feel that way. But I said, okay, thank you so much for sharing that with me. I really appreciate you opening up with me about that. And in my head, I'm going crazy, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe she felt that way. But I didn't want her to shut down. I didn't want her to feel judged or to feel criticized. I didn't want to be critical in that moment. So I I have a bunch of validating statements that come with each game as well, because I know it's hard for us to do that. It's not our first instinct to say, oh, thank you for sharing how I tortured you a little bit. So just helping us to understand how to communicate with them to keep the conversation going. Go ahead.
But when she told you that, you give her feedback and why you did what you did?
Nope.
Why not?
Nope. Because it wasn't relevant at that moment.
I mean, yeah, maybe at that moment. I'm just saying, sometimes they need to understand why we do what we do.
I get that. Sometimes I think our justification invalidates them. And so it's more important to just say, I'm sorry, and leave it at that. Because if they felt that way, that's how they felt. And if we continue to over-explain and try to take that feeling away from them, they're gonna feel like they can't share with us anymore, or that they shouldn't feel that way. And so, oh, I shouldn't feel this way. So now I'm feeling even more anxious about my feelings because I feel bad about something and I don't want someone else to feel bad. So then they're just in their head about it because that's all they're thinking about. They're just gonna try to explain away why this happened. So I have learned very, very hard. I have learned to just say, I'm sorry, I messed up. Mommy made a mistake, my bad. That had nothing to do with you, it was all on me. Even if there is a whole reason behind it. Sometimes there's an explanation, but a lot of times it doesn't matter. So.
I could see you explaining it had to do with safety.
Yes, yes.
They're riding a bike, but they're going past driveways.
Yeah.
And things. And say, no,
Yeah.
you can't do that. Because you might get hurt.
Yeah. One thing I've taught my kids are 4 tones of voice. Quiet voice, inside voice, outside voice, and emergency voice. And she knows if I use my emergency voice, there's a problem. And oftentimes, like she'll say, oh, Mama, you use your emergency voice. Yeah, because you scared me. You can't do things like that. And so that's, we'll have a conversation around that. We have a lot of conversations, but it helps her so much to understand why I do the things I do. Even when I make mistakes, it helps me understand where she's coming from because she now has the vocabulary to talk. We can have real conversations about things. But yeah, sometimes the explanation is it's not helping. Yes.
Yeah, one of the things that I was thinking about when you were talking about how you do not try to explain yourself. It's like when a child hurts themselves and they come to you and they're screaming and hollering, oh, I gotta hurt myself. So me as a parent, either I can scream and holler and join in, or I can calmly say, let me look at it, let's see what's going on.
Yeah.
And then I help the child to calm down.
Yeah.
Rather than, where it's, I'm like, oh my God, you're bleeding all over the place.
Yeah.
You're gonna die, that kind of stuff. That's just gonna make the child holler.
Yes, they are going to match our energy. So what I often try to do and try to help other parents or educators do is to be the calm that you want to see in your child. If they are going off and flailing all over the place, or they're freaking out, be that calm voice because they are going to match that much quicker than if you're also freaking out. I have anxiety. I'm a very anxious person, but I have to calm it down with my kid because she is too. And I know that if she's up here and then I go up here, she's gonna go up here and it's never gonna end. So I always have to bring myself I have to self-regulate first because I'm the adult and I need her to see that mommy can do it, so you can do it too. So we have a lot of songs, we have a lot of breathing. I taught my 1-year-old to deep breathe. I had to use it yesterday. I'm like, okay, take a deep breath. Oh, and she breathes right in my face, like, oh, but she's learning how to take deep breaths. And that's the first thing that I always try to do with the child when they are in a high emotional state, is to take deep breaths. And then you can start working on the words. Then you can work on the conversations. And even then you can work on the discipline. But if they are dysregulated and you're dysregulated, nobody's listening to anybody and you're not going to get anything done. It just makes everything worse. So, okay, let's get back to the microphone. Okay, sorry, I'm not loud enough.
I just have maybe I missed this, but are you presenting to parents so that parents will understand?
Yeah, I talk to everyone.
this conversation, this new improved detailed way of working with young children?
Yeah, so I talked to everyone because I really want it to be a holistic approach for the child. So anybody that is in a child's life can benefit from one of my workshops. I have a program called Reach to Connect, and it's a 5-part series on REACH, which is an acronym for respect, empower, adapt, care, and heal. So how do you show a child respect to receive the respect that you want from them? How do you empower them as they are in the moment? How do you adapt and you know, make changes without lowering expectations for them when they need it the most? How do you show them that you care? You know, that has a lot to do with their love language and how they understand what care looks like. Because a lot of times we're like, well, I clothe you and feed you. They don't care about that stuff. They cannot care. So how do we show them that we care in their language? And then here, how do you listen with your ears and with your eyes? What are you seeing from their body language? What are they not saying? And are you putting those pieces together? So my workshops are for everybody. Okay, that's fine. My workshops are for everybody. I do a lot of different things on self-care because we have to model the behaviors that we want to see. And if we don't start first, we can't expect them to do it. We can't expect them to be this regulated, amazing human being if we are always dysregulated. So yes, I help everybody.
And can you speak on how it helps people with autism and?
Yeah, so I have some customers who are autistic and parents with autistic children. And it wasn't really my intention, but they have come back with amazing feedback on you know, them having the self-regulation skills to use in school in different settings. A lot of parents are saying my child is communicating with me for the very first time because they can pick up a card and say that's how they're feeling. And I was blown away by that, but that is the feedback that I have gotten. Speech language pathologists have been using this for vocabulary and different things. So it's a lot of different specialists, and I prayed for that, but I didn't really know what that could look like, but it's been an amazing feedback in a lot of different settings so far.
That makes sense, though.
Yeah, it makes sense. It does make sense. I just, don't really know how to, we did it. But yes, it's giving words to these feelings, and parents can finally understand, oh, that's what they're feeling when they're doing that. So now they have something to work with. So my time is out. If you all have any more questions, I think my brochures went around. They're right there. Okay, I'll pass them out. I'll definitely pass them out. But yeah, that's my time. Thank you. I could talk about this all day. So
I have a quick question.
Yes.
To purchase that, is it, you purchase it online or?
Yes, you can purchase on my website.
Okay.
And all the information is on there.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm trying to get this in the hands of every child all over the world. Thank you. It's gone worldwide so far, so keep that going.
Okay, thank you, Chelsea.
Very good.
Thank you.
So I wanted her here because what she's created can help hopefully change the world. Because when we can help children at an early age, properly, hopefully that can help people with their mental state, with mental illness and all of that. And it helps adults too. You just got a text or an email from somebody who's adult children.
I've been doing videos, which, trying to be an influencer, I guess. But people have been giving me a lot of really great feedback on how they're implementing what I've been sharing and how it's been helping with their kids, even their adult children. So it's been really cool. Yes.
We operate, I guess, we elders, older people on how we were raised.
I know.
And it's kind of hard to change that mode. You do what I say do.
Yeah.
Or, I'm putting the food on the table, you just do what I say do,
Yeah.
without really knowing the impact over the years that we have had on our children. By not being able to really communicate with them. Then you set that bridge up that it's a wall. I guess they don't listen to you. There he go again.
Yeah.
You don't understand.
Yeah.
A I think it's,
Yeah.
it's good for us. Maybe not for me, but yeah, for me too.
It is.
But my kids,
Yeah.
you know, and their kids understand that there is a way we can communicate, you know, everybody out.
And to your point, there came a time when they were growing up that I had to learn that I'm not the enemy. I'm a soft place to land. So I can't be screaming and yelling at you because you didn't do this at school or you didn't do that at school. We have to talk about it and, you know, not come at them aggressively because you're angry because everybody else in the world is angry. Our house, we're nurturing and we're warm. So let's talk about it and let's get through this. You see what I'm saying? Yes. So, yes.
I know you're at the time, I just wanted to add, as a trainer, I work in different types of organizations. And I mean, I see a tremendous need for those sort of adults as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Having taught conflict management, having taught communication, so what, a lot of times, you know, there's such a limited time to get people away from their job. And you have to hit, look, there's our listening, here's how you get feedback, and boom, you're done. But so much of it comes from emotional intelligence, your emotional quotient. And if people can't explain how they're feeling and that they come across a certain way, you know, that's why we lose employees, you lose volunteers, because you can't figure out how to verbalize that, and then you end up offending people, and well, there you go. So
Yeah.
such a need. I'm so glad to see that you're definitely reaching out to children, but now let's keep pushing the adults as well.
Yeah, I'm definitely reaching the adults because we have to model it.
Yeah.
We have to model it.
Exactly.
So